It's look. Obviously, the group chat. First of all, let me start this because we're already going live. Welcome back to another episode of Open Field. We have officially beat the stat where most podcasts don't even make it to 10 episodes. We're on episode 11. The main topic of this episode is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer? But our group chat has been really lit this week, especially today with the news of Caitlin Clark not making the Olympic roster. I just want to touch on it a little bit because I know people are very, very passionate about this topic. But I would just say this, and then I'm gonna let Lonnie say. He says he's gonna hibachi me, so go ahead. When I'm looking, I'll say this. When I'm looking at Caitlin Clark not making the Olympic team, if we're talking strictly basketball, I agree with everybody and everything that you guys are saying. But I am not looking at this from a basketball sense. I'm looking at this from a marketing sense. Right now, it's been proven, all right, that Caitlin Clark has had a remarkable effect. And it's not just her. And it's not just her. You can call me a coon or whatever you want, J-Rob. But it's not just her. It's obviously Angel Reese. It's Cameron Brink. It's the rest of her class. Okay. But Caitlin Clark is the biggest effect of that because this is not fair. As a marketer, I'm looking for the best ways to grow the women's game. That's what I'm looking for. And this isn't most people in America will not care that billions of other the guy living in Los Angeles, California is not going to care what the guy in freaking Russia is watching the Olympics. I think this was a really big missed opportunity. I think this is a really big missed opportunity to grow the game marketing wise for women's basketball in America. Now, don't get this right, and Lonnie will tell you and whatever. Being a marketer is not fair. It's not. You do not care about right and wrong. You're just trying to grow the game, and I think they really missed out a big effect. Just because billions of people watch the game all around the world does not mean that you can't add more people. No billionaire is going to turn down millions of dollars just because he has $1 billion.
Eli, I can go before you.
So I just think they really missed a big opportunity by having her on the team. Even if she doesn't play, I still think that the attention and money that we'll make from it is worth it. So that's just how I'm not looking at it from a fan perspective or a basketball perspective.
Before everybody goes crazy, I want to say this because this will be the only thing
I want to go first before the real guru.
I ain't gonna lie. Let me go first because I gotta make this quick. I got something to do.
I know it's gonna be quick. Hold on. Let me
Okay.
say one thing.
I'm in
because
and out.
I know y'all gonna get crazy. I'm probably gonna agree to a lot of what J-Rob Lonnie about to say. The only thing I will say in terms of CC right now is it impossible for her to make the team? It's not impossible. I don't think
Somebody could get hurt. She'll probably make the team.
Yeah, if someone gets hurt, or if her play just takes another level leap, like it's not impossible for her to make the team. But I'm so annoyed that this is like a conversation when it comes to CC right now.
Facts. Stupid.
And then the other thing I will say,
It's
random,
stupid, but the fact that we're having a conversation.
Let him go, Rich. Random. You went. Let him go. Let him go.
The other thing I'm gonna say is that 2028 exists. She will eventually make the Olympics.
She's gonna make 3 more teams. Can I just say this? Because I gotta go. But I just want to mention. I just want to say this because the only argument, random, you keep bringing up viewership. Nobody want to watch her be the 14th person on the bench because all it's gonna do is create more Twitter discourse of how she can't get a minute in the Olympics. Look at the roster and tell me one player on the roster that she is better than. This is also hold on. This is also, don't interrupt me. I didn't interrupt you. This is also the same roster in 2020 that brought Skylar Diggins on the team. She played 10 minutes a game. It's Skylar Diggins, one of the best players in the entire planet, one of the best guards on the planet. And you're out here caping for viewership and all of these opportunity for participation realistically, because if she go on this team, she's not going to play. She's not one of the 3 best guards on the team. She's not one of the 4 best guards on the team. So I guess what Random wants to see, and he's advocating for what the rest of the world wants to see. They want to see the Team USA, and they go participate in the Olympics. And Random wants to see the cameras pan over to watch Caitlin Clark drink water from a Gatorade bottle for 4 straight quarters. Or let's go watch Caitlin Clark bust threes when they're playing Angola and are up by 70 points. Because when she comes in for a 30-point blowout, we want to see her shoot threes then. Because that's what you're saying. Because your only argument is not based off talent. It ain't based off her ability to play the game. Your only argument is based solely on viewership. And my issue with the viewership argument is how can you make an argument based off viewership when she's probably not going to play in random? You know, again, I had the luxury of living with an Olympian. Guess who wasn't even in the Olympic pool this year? Caitlin Clark. You know why she wasn't in the Olympic pool? Because she's not one of the best players on the planet in her respective sport. Now, I know you and every other media wants the Great White Hope to be all over the media because she's polarizing and she's brought all this attention to WNBA and basketball. But to make an argument that the front office of Team USA dropped the ball for not bringing her on the team, it honestly shows that, to be honest, Random, you're a part of those groups of new women's fans to this, casual fans to this game that are absolutely out of their mind and are making this thing a hard topic to discuss. Because your argument over viewership is it's so moot, because reality of it, she's not going to play. She's not starting over Diana. She's not starting over any of the guards, Kalia Kopp, any other guards on that team. She's not starting over. So if you want everybody in the world to kiss the ring to watch her be the 13th guy on the bench, then by all means. But to sit here and try to act like Team USA tripped out. You know how many buckets Kalia Copper's putting up a night? I know you didn't watch. I know you didn't see her game winner the other night.
Buckets.
When Diana Taurasi calling up the plays for her. I know you didn't see that last night.
That's it.
But
Bucket.
So tell me, is she better than her? Because I think that was the last name on the list. She ain't better than her.
J-Rob.
So tell me whose name she needs. Tell me who on the list whose name she needs to replace.
J-Rob, literally, like I said, as a marketer, not as a fan of the sport. Okay.
What is the point of the Olympics?
J-Rob,
what
I
is
did
your
not
job to do?
Hey, J-Rob,
what's your job to do?
I want the same respect you
marketing.
gave me.
Marketing.
J-Rob,
You're not going to gaslight me. You're not going to gaslight me. You're asking.
I'm not gaslighting you.
You're not going to gaslight me.
I waited
marketing because you're gonna because you're not going to. Because I'm not going to lie. You're not going to sit here and do one of your random.
I'm not doing that. I want to talk.
Take me through the bushes. Take me through the bushes.
Let me talk.
Take me through the bushes.
J-Rob.
Saying Jim Harbaugh's daughter.
J-Rob, I'm asking you. Let me talk. This has nothing to do with Jim Harbaugh.
The goal of the Olympics is to win gold medals.
I'm trying to answer all the questions you asked me, J-Rob. That's what I'm trying to answer.
Okay, so tell me who. So answer my first one. Whose team?
Whose team? Marketer, and you.
Okay, Random. The point about marketing is not a real point because everybody gets that point already, bro. Answer the real questions.
You won't let me answer
because you're not talking to me about marketing. Is not changing shit. You telling me a lot of views every Random. You're gonna tell me the obvious. Tell me whose team on the Olympic team she should take for marketing purposes. Who should be replaced on the team for marketing purposes?
And the crazy thing is,
you be so opinionated in the chat about some shit you don't know about. I'm asking you questions to these answers, and you don't want to answer my questions.
You won't let me talk.
All right, so tell me about the marketing, bro. That we all have heard 1,000 times already.
It doesn't matter.
Tell me the same redundant points. Go ahead, nigga. I'm not talking. Go ahead.
Wait, but the thing that doesn't make sense. Like,
go ahead, nigga. Stop making. Go ahead, nigga. Nobody stopping you. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Random. Go ahead.
It's been proven that the Caitlin Clark effect is real. You can call it a moot point all you want, but this in the marketing world, it's not fair. If the world was fair, Asia Wilson would be driving the views, but she's not. Caitlin Clark is. Okay? The WNBA is in this perfect moment to skip steps to grow the game, J-Rob. And guess what? I looked it up, J-Rob. She was invited to go to the camp in Cleveland, but she couldn't because she was in the Final Four.
So she didn't make the draft pool, like I said. She didn't make the Olympic
pool.
She
was invited to the draft in Cleveland.
But she didn't go to the pool.
J-Rob, it doesn't matter.
If you don't go to the camp, random again, you're talking about something you don't know about. If you don't go to the camp, you can't make the pool. If you don't go to camp, you can't make the pool. So my point.
She was in the Final Four, J-Rob. She was in the Final Four.
Now whose fault is that?
Only a few.
Whose fault is that?
Only a few people are going to leave the Final Four to go to the draft pool.
To get back to marketing, bro. Let's get back to marketing.
Yes, because that's important, J-Rob. It's important when you're looking at this. I told Lonnie and I.
So how is it good for the viewer? Since you're a marketer, you know everything about marketing. For a spectator who wants to see Caitlin Clark, what is her being the 13th guy on the bench, 13th player on the bench, potentially not playing in Olympic Games? What does that do for the viewer from a marketing standpoint?
J-Rob,
answer the question. Marketer,
J-Rob, as a marketer, to get even if 1% of. Are you gonna let me talk, or we can just?
Man, nigga, finish, talk, bro. J-Rob. I do shows with you all day, respect, random. I do shows with you every day, nigga. So don't. I'm not.
I'm trying to answer your question. You literally would not let me talk.
Bro. Do not patronize me about
random. I've been waiting to go.
Please go. You talk to me about interruptions is ridiculous.
You wouldn't let me talk.
Nigga.
That's great, bro.
Random, go ahead. Random,
go
ahead. You're in the WNBA streets. All that right now. The biggest effect that Caitlin Clark has had was to get somebody like me, who has never watched a WNBA game, to watch a game. Sure, have I mainly watched Fever games? Absolutely. But now I watch Sparks games. I watch Aces game. The marketer does his job. If Caitlin Clark makes a thing, there's going to be millions of people who going to watch. And if we even get a fraction of those people to stay to watch the rest of it, it was a success. It was a success to have her on there. I understand that she's not going to play. I know that she's not the best. This is not a basketball conversation. But if it is a basketball conversation, J-Rob, Lonnie, Trent, Riddell, I agree with all of you. But she is this cash cow right now, especially now to prove that that women's basketball in America can be viable. Because I know it's unfair to say this, but the WNBA has never been profitable, and they have a chance now with this new class that is coming in. Okay? It's been proven that Caitlin Clark effect is real. It's not about fair.
Nobody denying that.
Yeah, it's not about being fair. It's about getting more and more eyes to come to the game. It's about getting me. Hold on, J-Rob. It's about getting me who is
Lonnie,
here.
Please let me,
I have family in Africa.
I'm gonna leave after this. So I
have family in Africa, J-Rob, who has never watched the WNBA at all. I tell them, hey, maybe y'all should watch this. This is girl Caitlin Clark, and once you guys see her, go watch a girl named Asia Wilson, who was literally the greatest player to ever play. Now, I am a perfect example of this. I have people in Africa, in Kenya, who have never watched a basketball game before, watching Aces games because they're mesmerized by Asia Wilson's game. That's Caitlin. That's her biggest effect to this. That's why I think they missed out on a big marketing opportunity. This is not a basketball conversation as much as y'all want to make it.
Can I go now?
That.
Are you ready now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, again, this is why Random is talking about a topic that he is ignorant about.
I am not ignorant about marketing. I am not ignorant about
women's basketball. Okay, so Random, let me be specific. Random is ignorant about the overall foundation and the overall landscape of women's basketball globally. He has no idea. He's completely ignorant about that. Again, him talking about Caitlin Clark and viewership, y'all, that point he's making, he's stating the obvious. Everybody knows. He's also saying that because he watches basketball now, he wants to see Caitlin Clark be the 14th person on the Team USA bench to watch her not play. Now, this is the thing that Random is losing me about, because he uses Africa as an example for people who don't watch basketball, right? How many pro leagues are in Africa? Period. None.
It doesn't matter.
None.
It doesn't
only
matter.
one. There's one league. Let me finish. Let me finish because it ties into my point. You know how big basketball is in Europe?
It's huge.
So you think they needed Caitlin Clark to make global eyes on the game of basketball? No. I worked in Australia for 2 years, buddy, covering the WNBL the women's game. Sold out arenas, sold out games in Australia. Internationally, see, the thing is, you talking from, and it's the issue with the West, because in America, we think about America as the standard for everything. If you look overseas, the women's game, the reason why women in the WNBA go overseas to play basketball in Europe, Turkey, China, Korea, is because they get paid more overseas than they do in America. Why do you think they get paid more overseas? It must be because more people consume women's basketball overseas. So when you have a global competition like the Olympics, which is a global competition, I don't think a global competition that highlights way other sports, other stars, not just Caitlin Clark, everybody around the world going to watch regardless. I promise you, nobody in Africa care more about seeing Caitlin Clark being the 14th person on the bench than that distance runner that's representing Kenya putting the gold on his back. I promise you, more people in Kenya are going to watch that guy put the Kenyan flag on his chest and run miles.
Y'all are not. You are not listening to my point. You are literally not listening to my point. I do not, as somebody in America,
using marketing you're trying to market the WNBA globally. You do not
the game in America. That's what I'm saying.
The game is already growing in America. That's you're literally watching it right now. The game is literally growing in America as we speak. What are you talking about? You're watching the game grow right in front of your eyes. Her not making the Olympic team, and she's going to make the next one in 2028, the next one in 2032, the next one in 2036. She's going to be on 4 more Olympic teams, and you're talking about this is a squandered opportunity. You don't think the WNBA is maximizes opportunity? This stupid ass your marketing argument doesn't make sense because she is already being marketed at the highest level in America.
You can market her even better to try to get.
You don't need to make her a global. What I'm telling you, you're trying to make her a global icon to a European person who watches European basketball because it's a bigger deal. They are not going to be overly lost in Caitlin Clark when they have their own heroes in Europe that they've been cheering on for decades. It is you and the casuals who are finally figuring out that this game is bigger than you think. And having Caitlin Clark be the representation, marketing her as the representation for Team USA when she won't even be in the first or second rotations in the Olympics does not make sense because it's not good marketing, nigga. How are you a good marketer and you're going to market up somebody who can't play? You're a good marketer, but you want to market a player who's not going to play in the Olympics.
This is not
how good are marketer are you? Okay, who markets a player that ain't going to play the game? You're a phenomenal marketer, but you would market a player in the Olympics. So the camera can pan on this player that's not going to get a fucking minute in the Olympics. But when she shoots, when they're up 50 to Angola and she shoots a 3, that's what Random was waiting for.
Come on, wait.
He was waiting for her to shoot a 3 versus Angola up, down, up.
J-Rob, can I tag in for you?
It's the viewership she's going to bring.
Random.
I'm gonna chill.
Let me ask you this. When you think, let's say Caitlin Clark makes a team. Let's say hypothetically they make it, and they see Caitlin Clark gonna bitch the whole game. All right, why they want to just turn off the game? She's not playing. What's the point of marketing somebody if you're not gonna play?
J-Rob, or Trent. Sorry.
What?
When it comes to Trent, let me give you an easy marketing.
Shut up.
Okay,
here you go. Here you go, nigga. Want to really talk about it now? Let's really talk about it. We could really do it. You feel me? We could really talk about this conversation.
I'm ready to have this conversation.
Three-time Olympian.
That's great.
FIBA World Cup gold medal.
I'm ready to have this conversation. You're not intimidating me out of this conversation. You're not intimidating me out of this conversation.
Really do this,
You're not intimidating me out of this
conversation.
I'm
making a video for sure. Come on.
I'm not. You're not intimidating.
This is crazy.
Look, this is what I'm saying. I'm
this man
from a marketing perspective.
I don't want you to get caught up in a scandal. I don't want you to get caught up in a scandal.
You're J-Rob. That's great that you're wrong. You're not intimidating me out of this.
That will be.
It ain't intimidation. It ain't intimidation. I ain't trying to intimidate you. I'm telling that your point is wrong. Your marketing point is wrong.
I disagree with you. And I disagree with you.
Can I finally go now, Random?
Go ahead.
All right. Because to attack a few of your points, so because you're saying like how marketing, because you're basically saying that marketing should take precedent over integrity. That's basically what you're implying.
Yes.
So if that's the case, you know what? Let's just be nasty with it. You know, the NFL should be pushing the Cowboys to win every year since they make the most money. That makes sense to me because that's marketing. You know, LeBron's old. They need. We should get the money now. Let's push him so he gets as many rings as possible because that's marketing.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm not done. Because you said a lot. You said a lot in like the last 19 minutes. So the fact is, like, this is the wrong message and the wrong messenger. Because to J-Rod's point, you couldn't name a person that you want to talk about. You couldn't name a person that you can replace Mo. So that means that one, you're not knowledgeable on the topic. Also, as they said, she's not going to play. But at the same time, the way you've been for weeks about how people are hating on Caitlin Clark, how people have been like trashing her and how she's been unfairly treated. What's going to happen if she gets this preferential treatment that you want and gets a roster spot that she did not earn, that she didn't even try out for? What's going to happen then? That gives people a legitimate reason to hate her. So you're basically making her life worse. That's what you're doing because you're basically making her illegitimate. So you want to push her and make her illegitimate at the same time. That's what you're doing. You want to make her.
I am capitalizing on this golden opportunity. I'm capitalizing on this golden opportunity in front of me.
And then you're
I'm not going to wait.
Why people are hating on her?
I'm going to capitalize on this golden opportunity in front of me right now.
Oh, you're ruining Caitlin Clark's reputation at the same time. So you're going to ruin her reputation and put money in your pockets. That's what you're going to do.
I don't really.
She didn't do anything to earn it. She didn't do anything to earn it. But you want to push her anyway. Forget about everybody else that was grinding, working hard. But because she's the golden goose in your eyes, push her, make her take their spot away from them, and then a few weeks later,
Random telling us that she bigger than America, y'all.
Wait, Random
bigger than the program.
I'm really not saying that at all.
But here's the thing, though.
She's the biggest star in the WNBA right now. She's the biggest
star in basketball right now. I ain't going. I'm not. Nobody's. Nobody.
And I'm capitalizing to stay on her career, and that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. You want to stay on her career for profit.
Wait, this is the main issue. This is one of the two main. Number one, we all know she clear cut ain't deserving. A lot of people in the chat, like Jalen, and other people that was talking about, they want to say, "Oh, she should have made over Diana Taurasi." Nigga, she's played 11 games. She's played 11 games.
The all-time leader scorer in WNBA history.
And also, too, J-Rob, and even the 11 games Caitlin has played, half of them shits ain't even been good. And also, too, you want to talk about this shit being marketable. She's not going to fucking touch the court. What are you going to market about her when she makes a team? What are you going to market about her?
It doesn't make any sense because, like,
it doesn't make any sense. And you want to stay in her career for views on the Olympics.
But what I'm saying is, though, what I'm also trying to say is, you don't think views. This is my last part. I'm done. Random in marketing, right? You do not think that the Olympics in 2028 in America, in Los Angeles, California, you don't think that's going to be a bigger opportunity to do this whole global thing you want to do with Caitlin Clark?
I'm only talking about right now.
She'll be at a peak right now.
Random. Hold on, you're a marketer, right? What? You're a marketer, so you should. This shouldn't be rocket science to you. If you work as a sports marketer, right? We signed Trent to a deal, right? You and me on the same team. We signed Trent. Trent is one of our, we have a lot of hope for Trent, what he's gonna be, whatever. Let's just say Trent mess around and he's a top rookie in basketball, whatever, whoopie whoop. He's polarizing as ever, first round pick, whatever. You think that if Trent is going to be on the Olympic team, and we're trying to market Trent. That's our goal, because you and I have to make money off Trent. If our goal is to make money and make Trent a bigger star, and our plan is to put him in on an Olympic team and try to market an Olympic team in which he's not going to play a minute, how do we look as marketers trying to market that? When we have this whole WNBA, when we have this whole WNBA throughout the entire summer, we just had the NCAA tournament. We went right into WNBA from college. We're going to take this 2-week break with the Olympics and then have another 2 months. And Random, we're probably going to be an all-star. So marketing-wise, what is this window of the Olympics? What are we really missing?
You have a chance.
We just signed a $20 million deal with Nike also. So what are we missing marketing? Random, we are kicking ass already.
And you can kick more ass, J-Rob.
She's not going to play.
But
J-Rob,
Random,
you can't. Random, if we're taking highlights of her beating on Angola and Puerto Rico up 40, that's not great marketing, bro.
That's
like,
not
what I'm saying for this competition, we don't have to try to milk that for bread. It's not.
The only reason I'm saying I want to
you should go make $100. That's $100 million year for us in 2028. You don't just
J-Rob. The only reason I'm saying I capitalize on it right now, in a perfect world, we'd like to believe that in 2028, Caitlin Clark is the Steph Curry. She's balling the hell out and all that in 2028. But right now, I can't look at 20. I'm looking at this golden opportunity to market, Caitlin Clark and USA or U.S. women's basketball to the planet, so that all I'm trying to do is drive more people to watch the WNBA. That's what I'm trying to do.
Cheat. Then you want to cheat, and you
want. But can I also mention this point?
First time that happened. Hold on.
That's what you're saying to me right now. You're saying it's okay. You're saying it's okay to ruin the integrity. You're saying it's okay to cheat.
Perfect example. Okay. When the one of the best marketing instances in sports history is the Dream Team, is it not, J-Rob?
No doubt. No question.
Is it not, J-Rob? Okay.
No question. The NBA loved that. It was great for their global game expansion.
Okay.
I agree.
Now they had a tradition. They had a tradition of having at least one college guy on there, right?
Yep.
Now, Christian Laettner at 90, and this was before even I was born. I'm the oldest guy up here.
They did it with Anthony Davis too.
Yeah. So they did, and Christian Laettner at that point was the most polarizing person in college basketball. Now there were other people they could have picked. They could have picked Alonzo Mourning. They could have picked Shaq, but they chose Christian Laettner. Now, did he win all those awards? Absolutely. But there are still people even today saying that Shaq should have went. Now, I disagree with them because Christian Laettner brings those college eyes, those guys who are talking about this, the people like this is the greatest college player of all time. All these people, like he brings
on a team with Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird. You think they needed Christian Laettner?
Hold on, J-Rob. Let me finish. J-Rob, let me finish.
Michael Jordan had a viewership by himself.
Please let me finish. This is what I'm trying to say. Christian Laettner made that squad because of his exploits and his polarizing figure. Is that not true? Is that not true?
No,
they hated Christian Laettner.
Yes, and that matters. That matters in marketing.
It's way different.
No. This is what I'm
saying. That's what you're saying. You want more people to hit her? You want more people?
Wait, how long was the tradition? Oh, hold on.
Wait, can I also give you some women's basketball history real quick? Do you know one of the reasons why women's basketball even got crazy in America? You know the reason why we have a WNBA, right? You know why? You know the genesis. One of the biggest influence on the reason why we even have a league.
J-Rob,
you don't remember none of them. I know you don't remember none of them. I know you don't remember none of them. Teresa Weatherspoon.
No. J-Rob, I'll be the first.
When America's women's team was in the Olympics, busting everybody's ass, that was the beginning of the surge that we need a league because these women are the best in the world. They kick everybody's ass. That's what led to that league. Then all of that parlay went Euro expansion. Women's game got big. Listen, Random. I'm not saying that your idea of marketing. I don't think you're bugging, but everybody's point is that Caitlin Clark would maximize the marketing as if Caitlin Clark is bigger than the Olympics. And the problem with that ideology is there are a lot of other events that are going to be going on while Caitlin Clark is playing. And I'm not saying people are not going to watch her, but if she's going to be out there and she's going to be player 13 on the bench, it's not really maximizing her marketability. And to be honest, if we're really smart as marketing people, you know what we'd be doing all that 2 weeks that she's going to have a break because of the Olympics? We'd be really making bread because we'd be doing all types of marketing shit in America where she's the biggest star ever. And that'll really make us some bank than trying to market her in the Olympics when Noah Lyles just told the world that super champion of what world? Everybody's going to have their eyes on him. There's soccer. There's going to be all other sports. She's not going to grasp the world's attention, especially if she's not playing. And so that's my issue with the whole idea of marketing, because if she's not playing, how are we maximizing her marketability? We're just going to keep panning the camera to her. And then once we keep doing that, Random, the next conversation, the next thinking piece, the next stories and shit and hypothesis we're going to be hearing on Twitter is Team USA hating on Caitlin Clark because they didn't give her a minute in the Olympics. That's going to be the next story.
It will be.
Because that's going to be the next story because she didn't make the first or second rotation when she's not one of the 10 best players. And then we're going to have a conversation about how they hating on her. Y'all, and I'm not talking, when I say y'all, I'm not speaking for you.
I completely understand.
We already started this idea that black women hate Caitlin Clark and jealous of her. She let all these girls play over her in the Olympics. What is those conversations going to be at that point? They couldn't give her a minute. They hating on her now. She can't get a minute. The coach don't want to see her. Don Staley don't want to see her get in because they used to all of that shit is stupid, bro. And so, Random, when we got 2028, 2032, and a whole 2 weeks this summer where we can bring her anywhere in the world and Nike summits, take her to Iowa for a meet and greet. We can still make the $10 million that we're trying to make through the Olympics. We can guarantee make $20 million over 2 weeks doing other marketing. Trying to market her through the Olympics, she ain't going to play, and she ain't going to be the face of the team. She'll be the biggest name, but she won't be the face of the team.
Hold on, Random. I want to because you're more than likely you're about to say this. I'm
not going to say the same thing.
Random.
No. Hold on, Riddell. Hold on.
This is that participation trophy bullshit.
Hold on.
No. Hold on, Riddell. Hold on.
If you say
J-Rob,
the same thing, I'm gonna be pissed.
J-Rob, I agree with you. I completely agree with you. The only thing I'm going to say is that we're just not going to agree because I think this is a completely missed opportunity. I cannot say how
You're
she
saying
would
the
be
same
in
shit.
2028. I just can't say that. I'm
You're
only
saying the
looking at
same
this.
shit.
So you think I'm asking this? You think by 2028 the hype gonna fall down?
I don't. J-Rob,
Do you understand who's going to be on that team in 2028? It's going to be spearheaded by Caitlin Clark, Juju Watkins, Paige Beckers. You'll have Asia Wilson. You'll have Cameron Brink probably on the team by that point. Come on, yo. Like, it'll be.
I'd like to agree with you, but I'm just looking at this opportunity now, and I just don't want to skip it.
So this is what I wanted to say, and then we can move on. So first thing is that I feel like the difference between your Leitner example and the Clark situation is, one, if it's a tradition, people are not going to be as mad. But if you start a tradition purely because of CC, people are going to be pissed. Absolutely. So those are not the same situations.
The tradition literally started with Christian Leitner.
You're saying it started with Christian Leitner?
The first year that NBA players were allowed to play was 1992. That was the first year. That's when the tradition started. Was with Christian
That
Leitner.
didn't apply to the women's team though, random. I just want to make sure you know.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the first time they're doing it,
You're talking about the men's basketball team. You're not talking about the women's basketball team.
I'm just looking at the similarities between the situations. That's all.
But if they,
so you want them to start a tradition for CC, that's what you're saying.
If they establish a tradition,
the men's team did, not the women's team.
Yeah, but
so you want the women's team to start a tradition for CC.
Hold on. Let me wrap up. At the end of the day, the biggest point, and if you are right, then they were wrong with Christian Leitner. If you're right about what you're saying, if they started it because of Leitner, but if you start something because of one person, that person is going to get absolutely hated all across the world. So that's a dumb reason to start anything for one person.
They literally started.
If you establish that precedent before that one person, that's different. But
they literally started with Christian Leitner, Lonnie. That's what they did.
How many Olympic teams had a college kid on
the women's team?
We're looking at the two situations at themselves, Lonnie.
So you know,
1991, Lonnie. Before 1992, the Olympics. Lonnie, before 1992, did professional basketball players play in the Olympics for the U.S.? Did they? No, they did not.
Let's move on.
No, they did not.
I think Random is going in.
I want you to know,
man. Like,
Random, I want you to know most of the what happened. Random, I want you to know though, if you go and just look, because shit's on Basketball Reference of these Team USA teams, bro. Christian Leitner wasn't a tradition; he was an outlier. Anthony Davis was an outlier. If you go back and just go on back and look at these teams, especially the most recent ones, they didn't have college kids on these teams, bro. That NBA players. Like, most of these teams are not made up of what you're trying to say. So it's not like this is a constant occurrence. Like, yes, do they sometimes bring a college kid? Do they sometimes pick a college kid who has a lot of notoriety and he or she gets some attention to join Team USA or go to camp? Yes, it happens. But most final rosters are not always going to bring a college kid, depending on where you go.
I agree.
Ultimately, hold on. Let me finish my point.
You cannot deny that.
Because you keep
on. You want an outlier. You want special treatment. That's what you want, Random. Like, we can move on to the actual football topic.
Well, I wanted to finish my point.
Go ahead, Riddle.
Yeah, can you finish the point? And I'll say this one last thing. So we can.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, if that's the case and they did do it for Leitner, then it's bad both ways. Like, two wrongs don't make a right. So that's really not a point, to be honest. But ultimately, when it comes to this situation, I think you're kind of being a little bit short-sighted in terms of the marketing situation. Because ultimately, objectively, will there be more views? Sure. But there's more to basketball than just views for a very unique situation, right? Because afterwards, we talked about it consistently that, okay, after that, CC, if she gets a spot she didn't deserve, one, that's ruining the integrity of the sport, like holistically, thinking that we'll just give special privileges to certain people. So that ruins the integrity of the sport. People hate that, of course. Two, she's going to get a lot of disdain from her teammates and from everybody else in the WNBA, thinking she's getting stuff that she doesn't deserve. Three, she's going to get a lot of hate around the world because even though there's CC supporters, there's a lot of CC haters, and she's going to get more hate. And four, the outlook of the WNBA will be questioned as a legitimate organization if they favor certain people. So at the end of the day, you're looking at the pros and cons, like you talked about, the marketing about it, the image of the WNBA, everything that comes with this entire situation. The pros do not outweigh the cons in this situation.
I would disagree. The USA men's basketball did it for Christian Laettner, and the game survived.
That was 40 years ago.
Yeah, it don't matter. You had Dominic Wilkins, Isaiah Thomas, all these people who deserve that spot over Christian Laettner. Yet they.
But who is Christian Laettner now?
Not a guard. He's a forward, not a guard.
But Christian Laettner is irrelevant.
Dominic Wilkins, Lonnie.
Christian Laettner is
a wing, not a forward. There's a difference. He was more shooting guard wing.
He still make it over Christian Laettner, Lonnie.
He was a big.
It doesn't matter. He deserved to make it over Christian Laettner.
It would be different, bro. To me personally, I would hear you more on random. This was the All-Star game, and she ain't make it. If this is the All-Star game, people voting for her.
You want to
the All-Star game.
You want to legitimize the league and make her life a living hell.
Let her finish.
I'm saying the USA team in this standpoint, where literally, you can literally argue she had literally no case to make because you already agree with me, J. Rob and Lonnie when it comes to the basketball aspect. None of the players that's on that list, she's not better than.
She's not.
The goal is for the Olympics to win the fucking gold medal. So that's why they will be different. That's why I said if it was the All-Star game, I would hear you out more. I would legit hear you out more. But even then, that's a little bit hard too because people you can still argue, oh, this person could have made them go through whatever. But again, markability, shit like that. In this standpoint, because the All-Star game, she will play. She will play. But in this standpoint now, hell no.
I would agree with you, but also the one thing we need to be reminiscent to saying is the absolute dominance of the USA women's basketball team, which has not lost a game since losing to the USSR in 1992 before any of us were born. The closest game they've had even in the last two Olympics was a 9-point win against Nigeria in the group stage, and they've been beating routinely some of the best international women's basketball teams in the world by at least 15 points at least. They damn near beat a team by almost 70.
So you want to put the integrity of the league out for some views. That's what you want to say.
The NBA did it and found a way to
sell the league out for some views.
No. The NBA did it. The NBA did it for one player. Why can I not say that the WNBA should do it for one player? Nothing legitimately changed about the NBA when Christian Laettner was on.
Then you're saying then nothing. That doesn't really work with your argument, though. If your whole thing
doesn't work at all.
Christian Laettner,
why are we okay?
Christian Laettner went to the Olympics and nothing changed. Like that doesn't really help your argument at the end of the day.
Yeah, no. So you as her fan want to make her life a living hell. You want her to be more hated because here's what's good because you agree that's going to happen. She's going to be more hated
as her fan.
She's going to be called.
Trying to say that I'm not.
She's going to be called not legitimate. I'm saying that's what's going to happen, though, random. That's what's going to happen. She's not because she's going to get you want her to get the special treatment to be and get a spot, which means that it's not legitimate, which means she gets more hate, and that just puts a stain on her career. So you want to put a stain on her career for views. There you go.
Was it legitimate for Christian Laettner and AD to make the Olympic team?
AD, yeah.
We can just move on. It's okay.
And Mad Max, you saying that she should make it over Sabrina? You've never watched WNBA to me. If you think that Kaylin should make it over Sabrina,
the last thing I will say,
I don't know what to tell you.
It's completely, and Lonnie, you know this, Riddell, you know this, Trent, you know this. I am completely ignorant when it comes to women's basketball.
Yeah, so I don't know why we've been talking about this for 38 minutes if you're ignorant on the situation.
From the take of the amount that I think the WNBA could grow from this thing. Hopefully, because even last year's Olympics, USA or women's basketball in the Olympics was down, which to be fair, you could attribute that to COVID, but also people just didn't watch women's basketball.
Everything was down in COVID. Riddell, what's the actual football topic?
You can't blame it all on COVID. You cannot blame it all on COVID. People just didn't want to watch it. People just didn't want to watch women's basketball. Whether or not it was Japan, Britain, US, Angola, people just didn't watch it.
Yeah, so Mad Max. They also went to camp to try out for the team. She didn't even try out for the team.
Couldn't go because she's in the Final Four.
So you want to get that's even more special to me. You want to put someone on that they even try out. Okay, all right, we can move on because this is some bullshit.
You're saying that she should have left her team in the Final Four to go try out for the Olympics.
No, but at the same time, if she doesn't try out. So if I don't apply for a job, should I just get a job because I deserve it?
No, but we
can move on. So we can move on. There you go. So we can move on. You cooked yourself.
No,
All right, what's the actual topic?
No, I did not. Her numbers clearly prove it. Her numbers clearly prove the effect that she's had.
In college.
In the WNBA as well, Lonnie. What are we doing? What are we doing?
So leading the league in turnovers, that's proven it.
The viewership
Lonnie, you cherry picking now. You know what random mean. You cherry picking.
You know exactly what I mean.
I know exactly what he means, but he's talking bullshit. So now I'm just matching the bullshit. I'm just matching the bullshit. This is bullshit right now.
You know exactly what I mean.
This is bullshit right now.
That's my problem with you, because you cherry pick stuff with this when it's been proven that CC has had a marketable effect on how the WNBA is viewed. The commercials it has.
You're saying mute shit. You're saying mute points right now. You're saying stuff that we all know. But at the same time, you want to delegitimize the league. That's what you want to do for views. You want to delegitimize the league for views.